Hey there, my name is Russell Agin. It is Friday, July 25th, and you are watching the Big Agent Meeting. Today we have a great lineup coming along. We got KGCI update, we've got a university update, we've got Holly with a brokerage update, and of course we've got Leo doing a quick clip on what's going on with selling more homes and success stories. So with that, I want to kick it off with the beginning stage now, which we're calling Attraction Advantage segment. The Attraction Advantage segment today, I want to make sure you guys know what's going on. A new number just popped out. I saw it this morning and I wanted to make sure you guys saw it. If you go to NAR Research on Facebook, every month they pop up the number on what the estimated numbers and metrics are for the market. So if you could pop up a quick slide for me. This is the thing I was talking about. 3.93 million home sales projected for this year, 4.7 months supply of homes, which is up a little bit, and then 435,300 record high median sales price. So now you might say, okay, Russ, cool, you're giving me a market update. Yes, so you can pop that back down again. All right, so Attraction Advantage and doing attraction. So how do we incorporate that? Guys, think about it like this. Who's telling you what's going on in the market? Do you have a resource for that? See, what I would like to teach you guys all and make sure I reaffirm to you guys, and I've taught a bunch of you guys this, is if you become the person that has the stats and the metrics and are telling the story of what's going on, people start to see you as their expert. So while this is information that we should be doing and should be sending to our buyers and sellers, I want you guys to send that to every single real estate agent. You know, that particular clip, that little thing right there, guys, you can find that on Facebook, grab a little screenshot and send it to a local real estate agent and say, hey, Joe, did you see this? Because a lot of real estate agents today are going, oh my gosh, this market's still continuing to be a real drag right now. So understanding the context of why we are where we are and part of why companies are doing what they're doing right now and making adjustments based on what we're seeing the market doing, people don't understand why. Why are we doing stuff? And here's the reason why. Let's go back to 2020, 5.6 million home sales. That was how many home sales sold in 2020. 2021 is 5.5. 5.03 in 2022. And by the way, guys, plus or minus 5.3 is a normal year. Watch this, y'all. We went into a full stall and off a cliff because 2023, 4.09. 2024, alarming that the number's almost identical, 4.09. Here's the number that just popped out this morning, 2025, 3.9 million home units sold is what's projected for this year. So it's actually a little bit lower than the past 2 years, which were a struggle. Keep in mind, guys, real estate agents across the board right now, we're down 20% sales year over year. From 21 to now, we're down over 20%. So there are people out there that are on the struggle bus having a hard time trying to figure out how to make it work. This is where you become that expert for them so that they know what's going on in the market and they can understand. Guys, it's the same as the previous 2 years. That's why it feels tough this year. And it's a little bit tougher. So when you start talking to people and you're out talking about attraction and you're having the conversation, hey, what are you seeing out there? Here's the actual factual data number. Did you see this? Boom. And I'll drop it off my phone to them. Hey, let me send this to you. Boom. Because if you can help them see what the reality of what's going on is and help them make those adjustments, guys, if you can show them how to get to where they want to go, they're more likely to want to go there with you. This is the essence of attraction. If I can help you see how you can get where you want to go, and I can be a part of that, they're going to want to say yes to the vest every single time. And by the way, thank you for Maggie Hennessy for that one, yes to the vest versus yes to the dress. I'm going to keep using that one. It was good. They're going to say yes to you, and they're going to want to be around you when you become their expert. So from an attraction standpoint, start becoming that resource. In the Fast Attract program pilot that we've been doing, that's one of the keys, is adding value and being that expert and making sure other people are getting the information about what's going on, and you have value pieces that you can send to every realtor you know. That is part of the Fast Attract program. By the way, the pilot is going to be ending in a couple of weeks, and then we're going to be starting up the actual real one. So stay tuned. If you want to talk about attraction, Fast Attract second version coming out, the not pilot, is going to be coming up pretty soon. You guys will start to see ads for that. All right, so there you go. That is the Attraction Advantage update for the beginning of Big Agent Meeting. Next up, we have Ian Wheatley with KGCI Radio. Ian, take it away, brother.
Yeah, thanks, Russ. Look, you could be working 50 plus hours a week and still be broke as an agent if your calendar's full of the wrong things.
70% of your working time has to be on the high leveraged activities. And the high leveraged activities are the activities that you are doing that you must do to move your business forward. And it's 70%. Real estate is like the simplest of the simplest to break down. And because there's only a handful of things in this business that matter: lead generation, lead conversion to get to appointments, on appointments, articulating your value of why somebody should do business with you, negotiating deals, and if you're working with buyers, showing properties. There's only 5 things in this business that matter. That's it. Make sure 70% of your working time is allocated to the things that actually move the needle.
eXp Realty's own John Kitchens joined me Tuesday on Real Estate On Air Live. To catch that show every Tuesday morning at realestateonair.fm, on demand wherever you're listening to podcasts, or on that always free Real Estate On Air mobile app. Just search KGCI in the App Store or Google Play. But if you missed it then, I don't want you missing it forever. We're bringing it back on KGCI Real Estate On Air right after the Big Agent Meeting. That is the conversation that is kicking off this week's Friday Focus, which is all about how top agents systemize their day. And beyond John, we'll be getting insights from a slew of the best real estate coaches from around the world, so you know it works, full stop. Ready to get after it? That code? Scan it now, download the app, subscribe to the podcast, and go from chaos to calendar only with KGCI Real Estate On Air.
All right, there you go. Ian Wheatley, always giving us the best update on KGCI. They're delivering value all the time, so make sure you guys tune in. Next up, we have the one and only Holly Mabry talking about brokerage brief for this week on Big Agent Meeting. Take it away, Holly Mabry.
There are so many shifts happening in the market right now, engaging what you should be looking at and what your competitive advantage is. I want to give you a couple of things that have been top of mind for me lately, because I love to watch vacant land. I know it sounds great. It sounds like watching paint dry. But when you look at your competitive advantage of what the market shifts are right now, what is your opportunity? How do you go forward? So first and foremost, earlier this summer, and this happened in California, the CEQA rollback. Okay, well, I'm not in California either, but I'm watching it closely because the Environmental Quality Act was pulled back by the California governor. Why does that matter? Well, it's been in place for quite a while, 1970, right? As a result, it's going to make it easier to build houses. They've got such a significant housing shortage in California that pulling this back allows things to move faster. Well, this is not the only state that we're seeing this kind of regulatory rollback occur. And what's important here is not that we're going to build more houses and all of these things. What's important is the understanding of that tenuous balance of how do we protect the environment, but also how do we make sure that we have enough housing for the people who need it. What I want you to watch is what's happening to you locally. And this is where setting up a Google search becomes very easy and smart. What's happening in your state? Are you seeing water issues like I am here in Arizona? Water, wildfire, insurance, all of those things that we've talked about before. But what's happening for you locally? Are you seeing planning and zoning changes? This kind of huge rollback in such a large state like California has ripple effects across the US. Now, we're not done yet, because also what's happening right now is builders are banking land. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but banking land basically involves having an option to buy. Basically, these shovel-ready projects, maybe they've gone ahead and they've leveled it, it's almost ready to go. What it allows a builder to do is they've got the option, but they've still got their cash freed up. And then when the market starts to shift, there's more buyers coming into the market, the interest rates come down, they actually can go ahead and turn those lots on and get them sold. What's important here, and what I want you to be prepared for as an agent, is what's shovel ready. When you look around your local area, are there large tracts of land that have been optioned? What does it look like? Are they almost ready? Is there infrastructure, utilities, roads, anything like that? What that means is if you've got a seller living locally, gosh, that property may be worth more today because the new construction hasn't started. Now, if I've got buyers looking in the area and they really want new construction, okay, I'm going to give them options, not knowing exactly, it's reading the tea leaves of the market, and it becomes a challenge. But that builder confidence really bolsters what's going on in the market. So when you and I are watching the builders, it makes a difference. Now check this out. In the evolution of land, well, land banking, Lennar is a perfect example. In 2017, they had about 36% of their inventory tied up in land banks. Today, that's up to 74%. It's a significant increase, and it's one to take note of because they are bullish on the future. They're just not ready to release it all yet. And that's something that you and I should be aware of as we're working with buyers and sellers. We're working in our communities of, hey, what does this look like? When you and I started this year, we were really bullish on 2025. Obviously, there have been a lot of shifts and changes. The interest rate's gone up. There's been a lot of tariff talks. So builders have been slowly pulling back. That's okay. So how do we go forward? Let's talk about our impacts on buyers. The new inventory, more choices. Absolutely. We're going to see that with the environmental rollbacks. It makes it easier to build, maybe streamline projects, and it's not going to be quite as costly. I'm going to use air quotes there. But the strategic investment opportunities for buyers, where do they want to be? What does it look like? And, like we've talked about before, what is the Starbucks or the Trader Joe's Whole Foods factor? It becomes important as far as that strategic investment. Is something like that planned in the area? That's a good sign for future investment. Now, for sellers, it becomes their timing. What is important to them? Do they need to move quickly? In this market, you and I have to be prepared to have the hard conversation. If the property has been on the market for 30 days, how badly do we need to sell? Because every day we stay on the market is one more day that you are investing in rebuying that property. So if you're listed for $650,000, okay, great. But if we've had no showings for 3 weeks, we're too high. The market has spoken. And so we're not seeing small price reductions of $5,000 or $10,000. We're actually seeing more than that. We're seeing $50,000, $75,000. As a result, you and I have to be the truth tellers to sellers. And when we watch about environmental regulations, especially if it's easier to build, hey, is it easier to remodel? May or may not be. Also, we want to make sure if they're close to something that could be a land bank for a builder that's getting ready to release, should they go on the market? Because people want to buy new, and maybe that builder's got a lot of inventory they're ready to release right now. Very interesting things to watch and be proactive on. So what are your action steps? We always want to talk about that. And this is where maybe you're like, Holly, it's summer, it's hot, all of this. Your planning and zoning meetings are still going on. Your county board of supervisors or your city council, some of these are all online. And you can actually set up to get these direct feeds. Attend those planning meetings. Understand what's kind of moving around your area. Also, I want you to think about the relationships. Who are the builders in your area? What's going on? I loved going to my title company, especially during the summer, ice cream sandwiches. And I'd be like, all right, what are you seeing? What tracts of land are moving? And I would have those open conversations. And then I want you to be looking at industry associations. Who are the local home builders? Anything like that you want to be aware of, that maybe you have a smaller builder developer that is actually taking action. They're not waiting for a Lennar. They're going and getting it right now. Create this database. And this is where I love using AI myself. I use things like Novation to help me kind of track. You could also use something as simple as Trello or Coda that could help you kind of track who's on first, what's going where. When you start monitoring stages and what people are doing, it makes a huge difference. You can have those things feed either through your AI or even as simple as setting up a Google alert of like new land sales in this area, in this zip code, and that will send information from anywhere on the web to you every day at noon. I've got Google alerts that I set up 10, 15 years ago. I refresh them every quarter, and it makes a huge difference in my business. So think about how you would like to go forward. What are those opportunities as you go? And then I want you to develop a communication strategy. See, if you and I are going to be our absolute best in this professionals market, we need to get that information. We need to put it together in a story. What is that framework? And so some folks are really successful in the development watch. Maybe they've got folks that future clients that want to move to the area, but gosh, they want new. Okay, you can do this development watch and you can keep that rate of change, what's going on, new construction, new floor plans, all of that you can share out. And then I want you to think about what's going on that you can share socially. land banking. Explain what that is. It's actually kind of fun to talk about. I know I'm a nerd. It's all good. But then also, I want you to think about what regulatory changes are going on. And this is where you can look at something like the California wildfires or even the flooding in North Carolina and the hurricanes that we've experienced across the country. What does that mean for people locally? How are they going to rebuild? What infrastructure still needs to be done? We could be talking something as basic as roads, water, sewer, electric, but how does that happen for people? And what are the community leaders doing? And then you could get down to even doing webinars or hosting them on, if you have a podcast, bring local officials in talking about what's happening locally. Be that ambassador for your area. It makes a huge difference. Now, finally, tools and resources. I love giving these to you. ChatGPT is an extension of you. It helps you research. It helps you kind of confine or organize thoughts. But this is where also I want you to think about Jasper AI, creating compelling market updates that you can throw on your social media. Of course, we see our social media team, they're killing it for EXP. What are you doing to help kind of build your brand, your awareness, and really throw it out there? And then what I love is Claude. If you've got longer form documents, more than a page, Claude will actually help you summarize it in a way that's meaningful, especially if you're looking at a lot of regulatory changes or bills, things like that just feel overwhelming. Oh my gosh, Claude really breaks it down. Then I want you to think about essential websites that you always want to have at the ready or be checking. It's almost like a frequency thing. So it could be your local planning department, planning and zoning. It could be, a builderonline.com. What are they doing? And then also, I love the State Association of Realtors. They're always updating things, maybe your regulatory body, whether it's the Real Estate Commission or the Department of Real Estate, all of those things. And then finally, take a look at these couple of things for your mobile. Land Glide, it's awesome to be able to view property boundaries and ownership. Now, this is what I'll say with that. The boundaries are not gospel. Everything is taken from a satellite way up in space, and it can be off anywhere from a couple of feet to 10, maybe 20 feet. So it's not gospel. A survey is always going to be better. But then also you could be looking at LoopNet, which is easy to sign up for. I actually have a subscription because I follow a lot of that. And then of course, PlanWise, if you're looking for modeling, developing impacts and things like that. Guys, there are so many ways in this market to differentiate yourself and become that trusted advisor. I want you to think about where you want your business to be, the people you want to work with. Because if you look at that over the next couple of months and really drill into it in August, what you do today, you will reap the benefits from in the next 90 and 180 days. Thanks so much for spending a few moments with me. I hope you have a great Friday.
All right, there you go. Holly Mabry, thank you again for a brokerage brief update. Always making sure you guys know what's going on in the brokerage and the latest and greatest, what EXP is doing to take your business to the next level. All right, so next up, we have a small clip from a podcast that Leo Pareja did with Artemisia Boston, and let's play that clip right now. Take it away, Leo.
Artemisia, I'm so excited to do this recording. I had the pleasure of meeting you at an event and spending some time with you during dinner, and I've become a pretty big fan of your journey and your story. I think a lot of times in real estate, we glamorize teams. And I think most people think teams are the way to go. And one thing I say a lot is a lot of teams are social clubs, and a lot of them are very unprofitable. And I'm a huge fan of our solos who crush it at your level. So for context for anyone listening, in 2024, Artemisia did 68 million plus in sales volume on 223 units. Real Trends just came out, #1 in her state. Amazing production, way above most things anyone can ever see. Like my best year ever as a solo agent was 99. And I almost, ended up in the hospital with pneumonia a couple of times because I just 12 hours a day, no systems, not to do. So at 223, like that is so rare air. But before I ask you questions about that, tell us how you got into the business. Tell us before you were the #1 agent in your state. What did that look like? What did the early years, what brought you to real estate? Kind of give us a little bit of a background so people have context.
Yes, I came to United States 25 years ago. because I married my Boston. It's an American guy, and I moved and I figured it out that I didn't have enough money to go and take classes to go college. So I was like trying to do something, and I was always really good selling stuff. And I decided that I'm going to get the real estate license and just looking for something to do.
And so what happened? What was that first year, first couple of years? Tell me, because normally the average per person productivity in our industry is like between 4 and 6, right? What did the
Yes.
first couple of years look like, and then when was that breakout moment for you?
Okay, so I don't remember really good, but was kind of impressive because I have like 3, 4 transactions per month in my first year.
What? Okay, so wait, start there.
Uh,
What was the first month versus the second month? 3 to 4 transactions per month is unheard of to begin with, especially for a newer agent.
Yes, I was really lucky. I probably in the first month I sold like a couple houses, but after that I was selling 3, 4 houses every month, and was incrementing every month, every year was more and more. So I have to create some systems to be able to handle the volume. But I was really lucky.
Was there an aha moment in the early beginning? And then let's kind of jump into the tactics. Like if you were to tell a new agent, is it go to X amount of events, have this many conversations? What tactically would you suggest to kind of replicate what you've experienced?
So the thing that I always tell new agents is take this like another job. If you want to be successful, you need to work full time. Like taking this serious is if you work 2 hours there, 3 hours there, like another day, but you don't take this serious, this is like another job. You need to invest the time and create your job. If you don't know what to do, there are so many things that you can do in one day. An open house, you can networking, you can put your business cards in business, you can call the family members or do whatever it's necessary to start your career. But the thing is, sometimes the mistake that people make is they think that if you put 2 or 3 hours, it's going to be like the shows, that kind of success. And it's not like that. Real estate agents, we work really hard. And if you want to be successful, you need to work really hard.
What do you think stops people from getting to be close to successful as possible? Is it self-doubt, fear? What do you think holds people back?
It can be different things, but I think it's like when you don't believe in yourself and you don't put the time and the effort in something, you are able, if you put someone, it doesn't matter what personality, to sell real estate, and that person put 8 hours every single day, that person is going to be successful. But in the beginning, because you don't see any like changes right away, sometimes they don't motivate themselves and they want like instant results. And real estate, it's not like that. It's something that you are working for the future, but you need to be patient. And sometimes I think between people that they don't feel that they can do that and to be impatient, I think that can be a problem to be successful.
All right, there you go. Check out that interview. Artemisa, knocking it out of the park. Talk about sales volume, grow fast. Talk about success stories. I love seeing success stories like that. Congratulations, Artemisa. And by the way, if you guys want to see the full podcast and the full interview and the full conversation with all the details on what she did and how she did it, jump onto YouTube and type in Leo Pareja, Artemisa Boston for the full podcast with Leo Pareja talking about success stories. So jump on there, check it out. All right, next up we have the one and only Alyssa Speck giving us a university spotlight update. Take it away, Alyssa.
What's up, everybody? Alyssa Specht here with eXp University. And guys, next week we are gearing up for an epic week. So whether you are chasing more listings, whether you're trying to dial in your systems, or just looking to learn from the best, we have got everything you need to grow smarter, to sell more, and to serve better. So let me give you an idea of what is coming up next week. So next week on Monday, On Level Up, we have Corey Prince coming in here. Now, Corey Prince, he is a top producer. He is the co-founder of Countywide Real Estate and 100 mil plus team builder. And he is going to be breaking down how to use PPC. He's going to be breaking down lead gen systems. So you do not want to miss. You can start getting into those same systems yourself. So that's on Monday. Then we're going to mosey on over and take a look on Friday. We're back here at the Big Agent Meeting with Joey Orbendorfer. Now, Joey, he's on fire. He's out of Atlanta. He's got 35 plus closing, 13 mil in sales, and a strategy rooted in relationships and real market know-how. So that's, again, back here at the Big Agent Meeting. And then we are not actually done yet because Joey's coming back for another episode of The Lab. And he's going to take us even deeper inside his business. So tune in. Those are both on Friday. And guys, this next week, what's the move for you? You're going to learn how to scale like our 100 mil plus pros that are giving you the strategies and tactics that they're using. We're going to get the real deal on AI. So guys, tag your team, block your time. I'll see you there.
All right, there you go. University Spotlight always got a bunch of great stuff. Guys, if you're not plugging in to the latest and the greatest, University always has amazing stuff going on to help you guys take your business to the next level. If you need training on anything, they've got something for you, and you just need to plug in and find it, and it'll help you take your business to the next level. All right, so there's our show for July 25th. It is Friday, Big Agent Meeting, and here's the thing we do at the end of every Big Agent Meeting, QR code. If you guys want to jump on there, open up your camera, hit the QR code, give us a little bit of feedback. Let us know how we did on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you liking the new format? We're doing a little bit shorter segments. Are you liking that? Is that working for you? Let us know what you're thinking, and don't hesitate to leave a comment for us. We always appreciate your comments. Thank you very much for that. So that is the show for the 25th. Stay tuned for iConversations coming up next. I will see you guys next week.